everybody, welcome back to my channel. You are looking at the next project for our holiday season, and I am so excited to do this because it's for me. So I don't usually get to make myself very many things, so I told my husband Chris, I said this is going to go on my couch for Christmas. So I need to go ahead and get this started, and it is the Bernat Snowflake Pillow. And I haven't worked with this yarn very much, and I'm excited to work with it this time. So it's called Bernat Blanket. You will need either red or cranberry and a vintage white or any color that you choose to use. That's totally up to you what color you want. You will also need approximately a 14-inch like square pillow. You can use the pillow insert, or if you want to use the polyfill stuffing, that's probably up to you as well. I may just use the stuffing. Just that's pretty much what I have on hand. I will see how it works. Should be no problem either way you look at it, depending on the size of the holes, but we'll work that out as we go. You will need an L hook or an 8mm. You will be making two separate pieces, which is the front and the back. They will be identical. And then we'll make the snowflake motif. So basically you'll need two colors. You'll need either stuffing, polyfill, or a 14-inch insert to go into this. You'll need your hook, and then you'll need two colors of yarn, 3 if you prefer. That's totally up to you. So go to yarnspirations.com, type in Snowflake Pillow, and we will get started with this fun and easy project. See you in a second. Alright guys, this is the Bernat Blanket yarn, and I got the super mega rolls. If you get these size rolls in your main color, you only need one, because in one it has 220 yards, and that's all you need. But if you get the smaller rolls that are 108 yards, you will need 2 for the main color. And for the white or whatever color that you choose, my color is called Sugar Cookie, so that's perfect for Christmas. You actually only need one of these either way you look at it. So if you get the large, you only need one. If you get the small, you only need one. It's going to be for the snowflake, and it's going to be for the border. So whatever colors you choose, that's your prerogative. Go for it. You will need your L hook or your 8mm. So it's not the biggest hook, but it's a good size hook. So we are going to start working with the main color. So again, let's take this here off of here. You are going to make 2 identical pieces. So I am going to, and it's very, very simple to get this started. And it's going to work up very quick because it is a super chunky yarn and you're using a super fat hook. Not super fat, but, and you'll have to excuse me because Christmas is my favorite kid time of the year, where I can be a kid and nobody can say anything to me, so I get excited. So the first thing that you're going to do is we're going to start the front, of course, and with your main color, you want to just simply chain 27. And of course, you don't want to be super tight with this because it is a chunkier yarn. So chain 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Alright. So this is going to be basically your size of your pillow minus your edging or your trim. Okay, so what we're going to do for row 1 is you're going to single crochet in the second from your hook, and this is worked in single crochet. So alright, And then you're just going to single crochet all the way across. And you know, you started out with 27 chains, and starting out this row in the second chain from your hook will minus you a chain automatically, so you will be working with 26 chains throughout your pattern. So you're just going to single crochet across, and I'm going to have so much fun working this up. This, not only is this some of the softest yarn, but it's so poofy and fluffy. And I'm just such a kid at heart this time of year. I can't seem to get my videos done quick enough because I've got them rolling in and out of my head, everything that I want to do. So I wish Christmas lasted longer so I could just get so many more out to you, because it's so much fun. So hopefully I'm getting you guys excited as well. So we'll keep working our single crochet across. And hopefully I can stop Charlie and Sable from stealing this pillow from me. Okay. Almost there. Okay, so again, 26 stitches to the end of the row. Alright, so there's our first row. Now you're going to turn row 2. So this only consists of 2 rows. So you want to chain up 1, and you're going to single crochet again. So single crochet in that same stitch, single crochet across to the end of the row. And this chunky yarn's a little hard to work with, but you just take your time. You don't want to get them too tight. Okay, so now as you're working this, as our instructions say, you want to repeat this row, single crochet row, until you are measuring 13 inches. Okay? And you're going to make 2 pieces identical. So once you reach 13 inches, you cut off, fasten off, and then you start your back piece. You want it to match your front piece. So then you go back to the first row, you chain 27, and you do this whole piece again. Okay? So I am going to continue my piece. I'm going to get this front piece to measure 13 inches. Once I do that, I will fasten off, and then I will start my back piece. Okay? And you do the same, and once I have those 2 pieces, I will rejoin you, and then we will start the next procedure in our nice fluffy pillow that I hope my cats don't steal from me. Okay, so just keep going. Shouldn't take you too much time to work these up. And all you beginning crocheters out there, this is a perfect gift if you're looking for something more than a dishcloth or scrubby, things like that. This is a perfect beginner's gift. So follow along with us, and it will be extremely fun. Okay, so I will meet you guys up once I have my 2 pieces. See you back in a bit. Alright, so now we want to switch over to your cream or your white, whichever you did choose to do your snowflake. And we are going to now chain up 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You want to join in the first stitch to make your ring. And remember, don't get your stitches too awful tight here. Alright, so now that you have your ring formed, for the first round we are going to do a chain 1. Then you want to do a single crochet in the ring. Then you want to do a chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, Charlie, everybody can hear you. Now you're going to slip stitch into that third chain from your hook. So count down 1, 2, 3. Work a slip stitch. And then you're going to do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into that same chain. So go right back into that same chain we slip stitched in before and work a slip stitch. And then you're going to do that once more. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you'll slip stitch right back into that same slip stitch again. So you want a total of 3 little clusters. And if you see what I did there, you got 1, 2, 3 clusters there. And that's going to be your little arms that make your little snowflake tips. So you're going to do that around, and you want to have a total of 6 of those. So now you want to do a slip stitch into each of the next 3 chains. Okay, so you should have 3 chains right here on this arm left, and they get a little bit difficult to see, but just make sure that you don't let your work here get twisted. So slip stitch in the next one. So 1, 2, and Charlie's holding down my yarn here, and then 3, okay, and then you want to do a single crochet back into the ring. And then you want to chain up 7 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and then you're going to repeat that process. So what you're going to do is slip stitch in the third chain. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's one of 3 here. So chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And remember, we want 3 of these on each end of our chain 7. So go back into that same slip stitch. Work another slip stitch here. Okay, now do another chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Work your last slip stitch right back into that same slip stitch. Okay, so now you see we have 2 little, I'm going to call them snowflake arms. Okay, now you're going to work back down onto this post here of this remaining chain 7. So slip stitch in the next stitch, slip into the next one, and then slip into the next one, which will be on the round. And then you're just going to repeat that until you have a total of 6 arms. So go back into the ring, make a single crochet, chain up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and you just keep working that. So you'll slip stitch into that third stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go back into that same slip stitch again and work another slip. That's your second one, and then chain another 3, 1, 2, 3, and make that final slip stitch. Oops, my piece is turning, I'm trying to grab it and it's slippery. Okay, so that's your third one. So now you're going to make 3 slip stitches, the third one being here on the round, and then you will just go and single crochet into the ring, and you will work your final 3 arms. Okay, and once I get to the last one, I will finish off leaving a good amount of a tail because you will need it to weave this onto the pillow. Alright, so go ahead and finish up your snowflake and I'll be back and we will then start piecing our front and back pieces of our pillow together. See you in a few. Alright, so now what we are going to do is go ahead and place our snowflake on one piece of our pillow that we did. So just pick one of them, make sure that you have the front side facing, and you will be able to tell that. So if you look at your bottom row down here, you'll be able to tell easier by the difference of front to back. So pick the one you want to put it on, doesn't matter, they should both be the same. And if you see how I have mine laid out, you do not want to get it over too far to the edge because you do have to put your border on and you have to seam up the two pieces together. So keep that in mind when you're placing it. You want to put your little arms to your snowflake, you know, maybe a ½ inch to an inch maybe back off of the side of it a little bit. That way it doesn't get caught in the actual bordering of the pillow. So what I did is went ahead and placed my center, and I've already got one stitch in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work around the center part first. That way my position will not be lost. And then I can work back around the arms of the snowflake easier. And you know, if you have an easier way to do yours, that's fine. Everybody works up these sewing methods differently, and whatever works for you works for you. This is going to work better for me. That way the center point of my snowflake is going to be exactly where I want it to be. And boy, this white will really pick up every little piece of hair and everything that you do, so just be aware of that. If you're using white or antique colors, it just really picks it up. So just do maybe 5-6 stitches around your snowflake, around the center of it, all the way back to your start point. And of course, you know, sewing it on with the same color as the snowflake, the yarn just disappears, you won't see it. So now I have the center point sewed on here, and leave that tail. That will benefit us at the end when you tie these two pieces together. So now that I have that on, I can start here and I can just go back through the center point of each arm and just put a couple stitches, and really you don't need that many in the arm itself, and then just work one up to the top part here of where these meet, up here where your little three, and you don't have to get every little angle of this thing here sewn. Just understand that you don't have to work so hard to get every little piece sewn on. So I'm going to work along the edge. I'm going to put 1 or 2 stitches, and that should hold each little arm down, each little branch off, that is. So that was 2, so I'll put 1 now here. And you do want to make sure though not to have your strands going through those little holes where it's really obvious, so just make sure that you don't do that. Try to stay on the border, the outside of it. So see, now that arm's sewn down. Now you just work back down, come back down to the bottom of your arm, and then you just start working into this next one here. And that's all you do. So I'm going to finish assembling mine, and you can finish assembling yours. Just make sure that you don't get this too close to the edge when you do it, and make sure that you put each one of these in place as you go. Okay, and they don't have to be completely stretched out. If you like them a little bubbled up a little bit, that's your prerogative. That's totally up to you. Do that as you like. As soon as I finish mine, I will be back to join you. Alright, I've gone all the way around. I've got my snowflake secured here. Now I'm just going to take both of my end pieces. I'm going to securely tie those. And then what you can do is just pull both of those to the back. And then you don't even have to weave these in, because once you put the fill in, they're just going to disappear inside the pillow. Okay. Make sure that you don't pull it in through the red. You don't want that sticking out way out there like I just did. Okay. So then you just pretty much, you can leave it or cut just some of it off. I'll cut a little bit of that off so it's not a big old hangover. So you have your snowflake. Now what we're going to do, you want to take that second piece and you want to make sure that the right side or the wrong side is actually facing you. Okay? You want to make sure the wrong side or the right side is laying down. Lay your right side on the table. Then you'll put the piece that has your snowflake on top, and if they don't match up and you have the same amount of rows on both pieces, just stretch them out a little bit, because I found that as you worked these rows, the further up I got, the tighter the rows did get a little bit. So you may have to just grab them both, pull them, and stretch them to the same length. So now what you want to do, you want to grab your A color back, and what we're going to do is we're going to work through both of these, and we're going to add our border. So you want to just pick yourself a corner. So I'm going to grab this corner here, and any tails that you may have, make sure that you tuck those in. Like this tail here, you just tuck that in, and we'll work that right into that pillow. So put your yarn on your hook here. You want to go through that corner of one side and then go through the other. Pull through with a slip stitch. And then we're going to do a chain one, and then you're going to work a single crochet all the way around, and then you'll put 2 single crochet in each corner. Okay, so let's go ahead and work 2 single crochet in this corner. So 1 and 2. Now before I go any further with that, this project calls for a 14 inch square form pillow or foam pillow, whatever you want to call it on your end. However, my area does not carry one. They don't even have a ticket for it in any of the shops. So I'm not going to be able to demonstrate it with the actual pillow insert. So what I got is, it's more or less almost like batting that goes in like a quilt, because it's really firm. It's not the polyfill that's real soft and squishy. So this I found would be really perfect to take the place of that foam pillow, or I keep saying foam, but the actual pillow insert. And they do make the batting that you can use, that you can, if you have to use something in place of one of the inserts. But in what we had closest to any size was an 18, and that's quite a bit of a difference. So I'm going to be using this to stuff mine with. If you are able to get a hold of the insert, by all means you can use that, but they also work fine with these. And that is going to be what I stuff mine with. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are just going to do a simple crochet around as we go. So you insert into the next stitch of both front and back, and then you work a single crochet. So we are just now putting the border and the final finish on the pillow. You don't want to make it too tight because you're still working with the chunky yarn and a larger hook. So you want to make sure to still keep your stitches looser. You don't want to keep them too tight. So you'll just work a single crochet all the way across. Make sure that your stitches are always kept in line as you go. And as I said before, if you didn't want to use red and you wanted to make your pillow green or blue, blue and silver, or silver and gold, gold and white, it's whatever you choose, whatever colors you can get in this yarn. If you prefer not to use this yarn and you want to use a different type of burnette, chunky or even basic burnette, you can also double up your strands as well to match the thickness. So I know different people have different taste, so there are many different options. So if you were to use a standard burnette, you would probably end up triple stranding your yarn at least to match this weight. Okay, so you're just going to go all the way across, and look how beautiful that is. It just makes a perfect stitch. And like I say, you don't want to get them too tight. Got to try to maintain your stitches. Alright, so now you're at this corner stitch. And this, you want to put 2 single crochet in, and this will allow us to turn. And now if you've still got that tail here at this corner, just take that tail and tuck that in there. Alright, and now you will just keep working, and on you have 2 sides that you do not have established stitches. My recommendation is to count how many stitches you have going this way and put that same amount going this way, or you see how many double crochet rows that you have, put 1 stitch at each end of each double crochet row and you should be fine. Okay, so go ahead and border your entire pillow. However, you do want to start stuffing this as you go along, and that's pretty much all there is to this project. So just stuff as you go with this project. As you close it up more, you want to just stuff a little bit more as you go. And you can stuff it lightly, you can stuff it heavily, you can make it more soft, you can make it less soft. It's all about your preference. So once I complete mine, I will come back and give you a quick view of that. And I will meet you back up once this project is complete. Alright, I am back. I have completed my snowflake pillow. As you can see, that with a lot of projects, if you use polyfill or things like that to go in them, a lot of times you have to put a liner inside of it with fabric to keep it from showing. But this yarn is so thick and bulky, you don't have to do that. You see that as I used the stuffing that I used, it's not see-through. You can't see it through the holes. So, you know, this was also a video to show you how to improvise if you have to do so. And it was a perfect example of where I had to do that. So using the stuffing or polyfill that I had to use, which was the only option that I had to use, it came out perfect. And I wanted the middle to be a little bit more lumped up and the sides to be a little bit more caved in along with the corners. So it came out perfect. I'm very happy with it, and it's going to look rather nice on my couch today, actually. So I hope you guys got yours completed, and I'm sure it looks beautiful. So thank you for watching and following along with me, and please don't forget to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the tutorial. So until next video, happy hooking and Merry Christmas.